The Stoics, an ancient school of philosophy, believed that true strength lies not in conquering external forces, but in mastering our own emotions. In today's world, this wisdom is more relevant than ever. Have you ever felt drained by negativity after interacting with someone? Toxic people can disrupt our mental well-being, leaving us feeling frustrated and powerless. But what if there were practical strategies to navigate these difficult dynamics? In this video, we'll go over 9 powerful ways, Stoic-inspired ideas that will give you the ability to handle toxic people with compassion, grace, and resilience. Join me on a journey to protect your emotional well-being and subscribe to the channel for more tips on developing mental resilience. By the end of this video, you'll be equipped with a toolbox of Stoic wisdom to handle toxic people effectively. So, take a deep breath and let's begin. 1. Identifying and understanding the toxic threat. Take a moment to picture yourself as a guard standing at the entrance of your own personal citadel, a fortress that represents your inner tranquility, physical health, and emotional safety. Just as a vigilant guard must recognize potential dangers before they breach the walls, awareness is the first and most crucial line of defense in protecting this fortress. To safeguard your peace, you must learn to identify the warning signs of toxic individuals before they infiltrate your mental and emotional space. Epictetus, a renowned Stoic philosopher and advocate of reason and self-control, reminds us in his Enchiridion, "It is not what happens to you that upsets you, but your judgment of what happens." This wisdom is particularly vital when dealing with toxic individuals. Their negative attitudes and manipulative behaviors do not have power over you unless you allow them to. It is your perception and emotional response that determine their impact on your inner peace. So, how do you cultivate a Stoic gaze, a calm, rational, and objective way of viewing the situation? The key is awareness. Recognizing the patterns of toxic behavior is the first step in shielding yourself from their influence. Warning: signs of toxic people. Here are some critical red flags to watch out for. Constant criticism. A toxic person always finds something wrong with you, your actions, your choices, or even your personality. Whether subtle or overt, their criticism leaves you feeling inadequate and uncertain. Manipulative tactics. Toxic individuals use deception, guilt trips, flattery, or even threats to control your actions and decisions. They make you question your own reality. A thriving negativity. They feed off negativity, constantly whining, complaining, and dragging others into their pessimistic mindset. Their focus remains on the worst aspects of every situation. But beyond these general behaviors, there are distinct toxic personality types that you should be especially wary of. Types of toxic people. The narcissist, always seeking admiration and validation. They may appear charming at first, but their relationships are entirely one-sided. In the end, you'll feel emotionally drained and unappreciated. The gossip, thriving on social chaos. They spread rumors, stir drama, and create unnecessary friction between people, leaving destruction in their wake. The energy vampire. As the name suggests, this person drains your mental and emotional energy. Interactions with them leave you feeling exhausted, anxious, and depleted. Building your mental defense. By identifying these toxic personalities and their tactics, you are, in essence, drawing a mental map of the threats that could breach your citadel of inner peace. Just as a great Roman Stoic like Seneca would devise strategies to defend against an enemy on the battlefield, you too must anticipate the tactics toxic individuals use and develop your own strategy to safeguard your emotional well-being. By strengthening your awareness and emotional control, you reclaim your power. And once you master this skill, toxic people will no longer hold influence over your peace of mind. Number 2, fortify your walls. Put yourself in the shoes of Marcus Aurelius, the famous Stoic emperor of Rome. In order to rule a vast empire, one needed to possess power, knowledge, and unyielding determination. When it comes to strengthening the walls of your own inner citadel, often known as your emotional well-being, these same attributes are vital. Undoubtedly, the boundaries that you have established are the foundation of this citadel. When dealing with toxic people, boundaries are the obvious lines that you create in the sand to demarcate your limits. They determine the kinds of conduct that you will and will not approve of. You should not permit poisonous people to intrude on your emotional territory, just as a powerful monarch would not allow his borders to be violated. What comes into play here is the Stoic philosophy, which emphasizes the importance of reason and self-control. In order to take the initial step, you must first determine which activities deplete your energy or violate your sense of self. Is it the persistent pessimism shared by a friend, when a coworker engages in manipulative behavior, the intrusive counsel of a family member? Make sure that you are open and honest with yourself about the things that you will not bear. The next step, once you have determined these boundaries, is to communicate them in a clear and concise manner. Tap into your inner Marcus Aurelius and be firm while still being fair. To facilitate effective communication, consider the following strategies. Think about how you are feeling and use I statements rather than accusatory words. Instead of saying, "You are always so negative," you could try something like, "I feel drained when you constantly focus on unpleasant things." Be as specific as possible. Take care not to leave room for misunderstanding. Rather than saying, "I need some space," say, "I can't talk right now, but I'd be happy to chat later this week." Keep your word, but be kind at the same time. There is a distinction between being assertive and being aggressive. It is important to convey your point with self-assurance while avoiding animosity. On the other hand, establishing boundaries is not a one-time experience. When it comes to enforcing your boundaries, you need to be firm and consistent, just like a Stoic ruler who is always on guard against barbarian invasions. A wall that is unstable is easy to dismantle. In the event that a toxic individual disregards your limits, you should calmly remind them of the line that has been established. It may even be necessary for you to restrict your interaction with the person or completely withdraw from the situation. Keep in mind that establishing limits is not about punishing someone. Rather, it is about protecting yourself. Envy, a vice that frequently serves as a source of poisonous talk, was vigorously avoided by the Stoics. Through the establishment of boundaries, you are not engaging in selfish behavior. Rather, you are safeguarding your emotional well-being and creating the space necessary to build inner peace. Within the context of your Stoic path toward a life of peace, a strong citadel, characterized by clearly defined and well-defended boundaries, is an essential component. Number 3. Become uninteresting to the emotional barbarian. Imagine for a moment that you are standing before a fierce emotional barbarian, someone driven by a deep sense of pessimism and constantly seeking dramatic conflict. This individual's only goal is to provoke, to create turmoil, and to drag you into their negative emotional whirlpool. Sadly, there are many people like this in the world. They thrive on attention, feeding off your emotional responses, whether positive or negative. They are like emotional parasites who need you to react, to get a glimpse of your anger, hurt, or frustration, so they can feel validated in their own misery. These individuals seem relentless, constantly poking at you with insults, belittling remarks, or passive-aggressive behavior. But here's where the power of Stoicism steps in, offering not just an idea, but a practice that can protect your emotional peace. The Stoic ideals of emotional regulation, self-control, and indifference to external stimuli provide us with the inspiration for an incredibly powerful technique, the Grey Rock Method. Developed by therapist Paul Fredman, the Grey Rock Method is about one simple but profound concept: become emotionally uninteresting. This does not mean completely shutting yourself off or becoming cold and distant. It's not about shutting down your feelings or losing your compassion. Instead, it's about responding with the emotional equivalent of a smooth, dull grey rock, neutral, unyielding, and unresponsive. Think of yourself as a stone that no one can chip away at, no matter how hard they try. Let's pause and look at the wisdom of the Stoic philosopher Seneca, who has much to teach us about emotional well-being. He reminds us that true happiness doesn't lie in the future or in the hope of future rewards. It lies in enjoying the present moment without anxious dependence on what's to come. This philosophy teaches us that we must detach ourselves from the need for validation, especially from toxic people who seek our emotional reaction to feed their own negativity. When we starve their need for attention, we take away their power over us. People who are toxic are experts at manipulating your emotions. Whether it's sarcasm, guilt-tripping, or simply plain hostility, they are hoping for one thing: a response. They want you to react, to fall into their trap, to engage in their emotional drama. But when you employ the Grey Rock Method, you stop giving them what they want. Instead of engaging in their conflict, you become utterly uninteresting to them. Your neutral, calm responses become your armor, deflecting their negative energy like a shield. Let's look at a practical example. Imagine a toxic friend insults your work. In a moment when you might typically feel anger or hurt, you simply say, "That's interesting," without offering any further emotional response. In doing so, you give them nothing to cling to, nothing to fuel their fire. By remaining emotionally detached, you deny them the satisfaction of seeing you upset or hurt. Toxic people may try to escalate their behavior, but remember, this is part of the process. They are testing your emotional rock. They might push harder, becoming more hostile or manipulative, but here's where your strength lies. Remain consistent, unyielding, and calm. Keep your composure, refuse to be drawn into their drama, and continue responding in a neutral, factual manner. The key, as Seneca wisely teaches us, is to avoid entertaining fears, hopes, or anxieties. When we stop reacting, when we stop allowing toxic people to manipulate our emotions, we regain control over our inner peace. You are no longer the victim of their emotional theatrics. You are simply an unmoved spectator, watching from a distance. Now, understand that while the Grey Rock Method is powerful, it is not a quick fix or a miracle cure. Some toxic people may escalate their behavior in an attempt to provoke you further. They may push your buttons, test your boundaries, or escalate their insults. But here's the truth: their emotional chaos is not your responsibility. You are not to blame for their negativity. By practicing the Grey Rock Method, you transform yourself from a passive victim into an empowered observer. You are not an emotional sponge absorbing their drama. Instead, you are a steadfast, unshaken rock, refusing to engage in their chaos. In doing so, you preserve your emotional peace and protect your well-being. This practice, deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy, becomes a tool for defending your emotional stability, helping you maintain your calm even in the face of the fiercest emotional storms. Remember, the goal is not to be cold or indifferent to the world, but to remain unmoved when the emotional barbarians of the world come knocking. Protect your peace, guard your emotional boundaries, and let nothing disturb the calm of your inner citadel. Number 4. The Broken Record, a Stoic's Guide to Defeating Manipulation. Imagine this: you're constantly under attack, not physically but emotionally and psychologically. A toxic individual, relentless in their pursuit, chips away at your boundaries with deceptive arguments, manipulative words, and emotional pressure that leaves you feeling drained, confused, and powerless. Day after day, the onslaught continues. Each conversation, each interaction, an attempt to destabilize your sense of self and force you into submission. Such persistent manipulation is emotionally exhausting. The constant bombardment makes you question yourself, your decisions, and your values. But here's the thing: don't be afraid. For within the depths of Stoic philosophy lies a technique that can help you regain control over your emotions, your thoughts, and your boundaries. It's called the broken record technique, and it serves as a powerful defense against those who seek to undermine you. The broken record technique is a method born from the Stoic principles of unwavering reason, discipline, and perseverance. It's a strategy that teaches us how to stand firm in our beliefs without being swayed or intimidated by emotional tactics. This technique involves calmly and persistently repeating a clear, unwavering statement of your position, regardless of how much pressure or manipulation is applied to you. Just like a broken record that continually repeats the same line, your message remains steady, unmoving, and resolute. While this method may seem simple, don't underestimate its power. The broken record technique is incredibly effective at warding off attempts to derail your focus and maintain a steadfast commitment to your needs and values. In a world filled with distractions, pressures, and emotional manipulation, this technique becomes your armor, your shield against the chaos. At the heart of Stoicism lies the philosophy of Epictetus, whose teachings emphasized the importance of perseverance, self-control, and mental fortitude. He famously said, "Freedom is the only good." This powerful idea encapsulates the essence of the broken record technique. Freedom is not just the ability to choose what we do, but the ability to define who we are, establish our own boundaries, and stand firm in the face of external pressures. By utilizing the broken record technique, you are exercising your freedom. You are choosing to maintain control over your emotional state and protect your mental peace. You can say no without the need for justification. You can stand your ground without apologizing for your needs. This is the essence of true freedom, and it's precisely what the broken record technique empowers you to do. When you remain resolute in your stance, calmly reiterating your position, you send a clear message: you will not be moved. The manipulator may try to provoke you, emotionally blackmail you, or guilt-trip you into submission, but they will find no success in their tactics. Instead of being pulled into their emotional game, you maintain a calm, unwavering presence, a force they cannot disrupt. Defending against emotional attacks is another core aspect of the broken record technique. Manipulators often rely on emotional manipulation to control and influence others. They might use flattery to soften you up, guilt to make you feel responsible, or anger to provoke a reaction. The broken record technique helps you avoid being drawn into these emotional traps. Instead of reacting impulsively, you stay grounded in reason, repeating your position without getting distracted or flustered. Repetition is a powerful tool, and it has a profound psychological impact. Manipulators often thrive on confusion, on controlling the flow of a conversation to create doubt and uncertainty. But when you consistently repeat your position with calmness and clarity, you disrupt their flow. You force them to confront the hollowness of their arguments. You become like a rock in the face of a crashing wave, unwavering and impenetrable. The broken record technique does not require confrontation or aggression. It is a quiet, persistent form of resistance. Stoicism teaches us that the most powerful form of defense is not necessarily in fighting back, but in holding firm and staying true to our principles. By maintaining a calm focus on your boundaries, you resist the manipulator's attempts to unsettle you. Remember, Stoicism emphasizes the power of reason and logic as the guiding principles for handling life's challenges. In a world where emotional manipulation runs rampant, this technique allows you to protect your peace and stay grounded. The broken record technique isn't just about defending against manipulation, it's about taking back your power. By remaining resolute and unwavering, you give yourself the strength to resist exploitation, to guard your inner peace, and to live your life on your own terms. In the end, the broken record technique becomes more than just a defense mechanism. It's a declaration of your autonomy. It's a clear message that you will not be swayed or controlled. You are the master of your own boundaries, and nothing will break your resolve. It is a technique that allows you to stand tall in the face of adversity, knowing that your freedom and inner peace are yours to protect, no matter what. Number 5. Don't take the bait. Mastering emotional detachment with Stoicism. Imagine a skilled angler casting a line baited with negative thoughts, hoping to catch you in a whirlpool of emotional drama. They dangle provocations, insults, or guilt trips in front of you, hoping that you'll bite, that you'll react, that you'll fuel their narrative and feed their negativity. This is the strategy employed by many toxic individuals. They thrive on stirring up chaos and pulling others into their emotional web. But here's the good news. Stoic philosophy offers a powerful defense against this emotional manipulation. That defense is indifference, a term that is often misunderstood, but one that is crucial in protecting your emotional well-being. Indifference in the Stoic sense is not about apathy. It's not about being heartless or uncaring. Rather, it refers to emotional detachment, the ability to disengage from external events that you cannot control. The Stoic philosophers, especially thinkers like Epictetus, made a key distinction between apathy and indifference. Apathy is a state of listlessness and a lack of concern. It's being numb, disengaged from life. But indifference, in the Stoic sense, is about choosing not to be affected by the negative emotions and judgments that others try to impose upon you. When it comes to dealing with toxic people, this distinction becomes critical. Toxic individuals often aim to provoke a reaction, seeking to drag you into their emotional drama. Indifference allows you to rise above this manipulation, disengaging from their attempts to bait you into the chaos. Step 1. Recognize the bait. The first step in applying Stoic indifference is becoming aware of the strategy being used. Toxic people are often skilled at masking their intentions. You need to become familiar with the telltale signals that they're trying to lure you in. Is it a sarcastic remark, a veiled insult disguised as a joke, a guilt trip cloaked as a suggestion? The moment you recognize the bait, you've already disarmed part of its power. The goal of the bait is simple. It's meant to elicit an emotional reaction. Whether that reaction is anger, annoyance, or defensiveness, the manipulator is counting on it. They want you to bite, to engage with their drama. But the key to Stoic indifference is detaching yourself from the emotional hook. Step 2. Practice detachment. Stoic indifference is not a passive state. It's an active choice. It's the decision to avoid becoming emotionally entangled in negativity that is beyond your control. Consider a situation in which you're presented with the bait, a sharp comment, or a calculated insult. Instead of reacting, you examine the situation with cool composure, unaffected by the hook they've thrown your way. You let the drama dissolve in the absence of your engagement. Imagine you're standing by a lake, watching that baited line dangle in the water. You can see it clearly, but you choose not to bite. The more you resist, the less power it has over you. Without your response, the drama loses its fuel. The negativity that toxic people try to throw your way cannot grow when there's no reaction to feed it. Their comments, their attacks, they remain suspended in the air, ultimately losing their power over you. Step 3. Maintain your inner peace. It's essential to understand that Stoicism doesn't encourage you to become heartless or cold. The philosophy does not promote shutting down your capacity for positive emotions. In fact, Stoicism encourages the expression of joy, love, and gratitude. What it does promote, however, is detaching from the negative emotions you cannot control. By practicing indifference to the provocations and drama that others try to generate, you allow yourself to channel your emotions into areas where they can be productive, into things that you can actually control. By choosing indifference, you transform from a passive participant in the toxic person's drama to a peaceful observer. You are no longer part of the emotional web they're trying to entangle you in. Instead, you stand firm in your inner serenity, a refuge untouched by the storms they attempt to create around you. Step 4. Strengthen your emotional boundaries. When you practice Stoic indifference, you not only protect yourself from emotional manipulation, but also strengthen your emotional boundaries. You teach yourself and others that your peace is non-negotiable. You do not need to engage with negativity. You do not need to defend yourself against every insult or insult disguised as a question. With indifference, you decide what matters and you focus on that. Remember, the manipulative behavior of toxic people thrives on emotional reaction. The moment you choose not to take the bait, you take away their power. You defuse their strategy and remain in control of your emotional state. Number 6. The art of the non-reaction, mastering the power of silence. Imagine a verbal gladiator, a person who is a master of insults, barbs, and sharp words. Someone who thrives in the heated back and forth of an argument, using their words as weapons to humiliate, provoke, and drag others into their emotional chaos. These toxic individuals seem to live for conflict, and they excel at drawing you into the storm with their negative energy. But here's the truth. There's a Stoic strategy that's not only highly effective in handling such people, but also often underestimated: the art of the non-reaction. While it may seem counterintuitive, silence can be one of the most powerful tools in your emotional arsenal. When deployed strategically, it disrupts the toxic dynamic and takes away the emotional fuel that keeps the fire of conflict burning. The non-reaction, however, is not something that comes easily for everyone. Many of us are conditioned to feel the need to respond, to defend ourselves, to win the argument, to prove our point. The desire to react is deeply ingrained, but Stoicism teaches us that true strength lies in mastering our reactions. Stillness at the right moment signifies an incredible level of control and wisdom. This is a fundamental concept of Stoic philosophy: to choose how we respond rather than be swept away by emotion. To truly grasp the power of the non-reaction, let's turn to the words of Marcus Aurelius, the renowned Roman Stoic emperor. His writings emphasize the importance of discipline and self-control, especially in the face of adversity. One of the key aspects of Stoicism is recognizing that toxic individuals often follow a predictable pattern. Their tone is hostile or pessimistic, and they are always seeking a reaction from you. Whether it's anger, annoyance, defensiveness, or frustration, their goal is to trigger you into an emotional response that they can manipulate. When you react, you are feeding the fire. You're giving them exactly what they want, and you're continuing the toxic dance. But when you remain silent, you disrupt this pattern. You refuse to give them the emotional response they crave, and you break the cycle. It's like a tennis player serving the ball to an empty court. The ball lands with a thud, and the silence that follows is complete. There is no return, no back and forth, no drama to escalate. Silence becomes a message in itself, a form of communication that speaks volumes without uttering a word. By choosing silence, you demonstrate a high level of self-control and emotional intelligence. You show that you are not a puppet to their manipulations. The message you send is one of strength, equanimity, and non-attachment to their negativity. You refuse to engage in their emotional game, and in doing so, you diffuse their power over you. Marcus Aurelius, in his wisdom, reminds us that we should not waste time arguing about what a good person should be. We should simply become that person. When you practice the non-reaction, you embody the qualities of a true Stoic. You remain calm, rational, and unfazed by external provocations. Your silence is a reflection of your strength and emotional maturity, a mark of your commitment to peace of mind rather than winning petty battles. But let's be clear, the non-reaction is not always the best response to every situation. It is a tool in your Stoic armory, and like any weapon, it must be used strategically. At first, a toxic person may escalate their efforts, launching more insults or provocations, trying to force a response. Do not falter. Maintain your composure. Remain unmoved in your quiet. Over time, the manipulator will begin to realize that their attempts to trigger you are ineffective, and their power will begin to fade. It's important to note that quiet does not equal weakness. In fact, silence is a powerful response. It requires far more strength to remain composed and unresponsive than to engage in the heated emotional exchange they are attempting to provoke. The non-reaction demonstrates that you are mastering your emotions, not letting them control you. It shows that you are in charge of your inner peace, no matter what external chaos is happening around you. In the right circumstances, the non-reaction can disarm even the most toxic individuals. It allows you to defend your inner peace, protect your emotional state, and show that you are unaffected by their efforts to pull you into their drama. By choosing silence, you are choosing to remain untouched by their negativity, to stand outside of their emotional manipulation, and to protect your serenity. In the end, the art of the non-reaction is a strategic and powerful tool for anyone looking to live a life of emotional resilience. It's not about avoiding conflict altogether, but about mastering the way you respond. When you refuse to play the game, when you choose not to react to the provocations of toxic individuals, you send a clear message. Number 7, limit your exposure. Imagine that you are inside a walled citadel, surrounded by the protection of strong, impenetrable walls that shield you from all external threats. This citadel represents your mental well-being, a place where your inner peace is safeguarded by the firm boundaries you set in place. You've created this fortress carefully, knowing the value of protecting your emotional and psychological health from the chaos that the outside world can bring. However, it's important to remember that even the most solid of walls are not invincible. As much as we try to create a safe space for ourselves, the harsh reality is that no one is completely immune to external harm. There will always be those, like relentless intruders, who try to breach your defenses, attempting to invade your peace with negativity and toxicity. This is where the Stoic concept of controlling what you can control becomes crucial. While you cannot control the actions or behavior of toxic individuals, you do have complete control over how you allow them to affect you. One of the first and most important lines of defense is to manage your exposure to these people. You are not required to tolerate constant negativity or unnecessary conflict in your life. There is wisdom in recognizing when to step back, to reduce the time you spend in toxic environments, and to protect your inner sanctuary from unnecessary harm. When possible, establish physical distance. Take a step back from toxic people, even if it's temporary. Would it be so impossible for you to reschedule that lunch with a coworker who brings nothing but complaints? Could you remove yourself from a conversation where negativity is taking root? Remember, this is not about being rude or disrespectful. Far from it. This is about honoring yourself, about taking the necessary steps to preserve your well-being. Just as a Stoic leader would not send their troops into a needless battle, you should not allow yourself to engage in unnecessary emotional warfare. Avoiding toxic energy is an act of self-preservation, not cowardice. However, the reality is that it's not always possible to fully avoid toxic people. They may be family members, close friends, or colleagues you can't simply cut off. In these situations where physical avoidance is difficult, it becomes necessary to establish emotional distance. This emotional detachment is not about ignoring or dismissing the person. Rather, it's about protecting yourself from the impact their negativity has on your state of mind. You can acknowledge their struggles and their pessimism without letting it seep into your own emotions. Epictetus, the ancient Stoic philosopher, reminds us that true happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of ourselves and others. He emphasized the importance of mental detachment, being able to observe and understand the emotions and behaviors of others without becoming entangled in them. This mental detachment allows you to step back, to observe the situation objectively, and to avoid being drawn into the emotional whirlwind that others may stir. It's a practice that requires discipline, but it's one that protects your peace and allows you to remain grounded. Cognitive reframing is another powerful tool in the Stoic arsenal. Toxic individuals often try to manipulate your feelings, using their negativity as a weapon. Instead of allowing their pessimism to cloud your judgment or change your mood, you can reframe the situation. For example, if a colleague is constantly complaining rather than internalizing their bitterness, you can choose to reframe their complaints as a reflection of their own difficult day rather than a personal attack on your mood. This shift in perspective can help you protect your emotional balance and not allow their negativity to take root in your own mind. It's crucial to recognize that toxic people thrive on negativity. They feed on the emotional energy that others give them. When you choose not to react to their complaints or harshness, you take away their power. Don't allow them to steal your joy or disrupt your peace. Instead, focus on the positive aspects of your life. Shift your attention to the things that bring you fulfillment, the activities that fuel your soul, the people who uplift you, and the work that fills you with purpose. These are the elements that nurture your spirit and help protect you from the draining energy of toxic individuals. You are not obligated to engage in negativity, nor should you feel guilty for seeking peace and positivity in your life. This is not an act of avoidance or cowardice. It is a conscious decision to prioritize your well-being, to safeguard your inner calm, and to protect the precious energy that you have. The Stoics firmly believed in leading a life of virtue, in making rational decisions that align with your values and promote your flourishing. By limiting your exposure to toxic people and environments, you create space for positivity, for growth, and for the cultivation of a peaceful, meaningful existence. Imagine that your life is like a grand fortress, a sanctuary surrounded by a vast moat. This moat is not just a physical barrier, it also serves as an emotional shield, one that separates you from the advancing negativity of those who seek to disturb your peace. It stands as a powerful symbol of your ability to protect your mental and emotional health, a constant reminder that, while you cannot control the actions of others, you always have the power to control how much of their energy you allow into your life. Number 8. Build your support system. Just for a moment, picture yourself serving as a guard at the entrance to your inner castle. Your walls have been strengthened with boundaries. You have perfected the art of non-reaction, and you have reduced the number of toxic people you are present with. However, in order to fully defend your position, even the most courageous warrior requires a powerful phalanx, which is a formation of trustworthy allies. Your support system is your Stoic phalanx, an essential component in ensuring that you maintain your inner serenity when you are engaged in the fight against negativity. The Stoics, especially philosophers such as Seneca, placed a strong emphasis on the significance of living a life that is in harmony with nature. These guiding principles are exemplified by a network of virtuous individuals who are supportive of you, who inspire you, and who share your fundamental beliefs. In difficult times, you may turn to them for support and guidance. They are the people who will listen to you, offer wise counsel, and provide unwavering encouragement. One way in which a robust support system might serve as a buffer against the negative influence of toxic individuals is as follows. In the process of dealing with toxic people, it can be emotionally draining. Having a safe space for sharing is crucial. It is possible to create a secure environment in which to analyze your experiences and express your frustrations. When you have trusted friends or family members to whom you can confide, their comprehension and compassion can serve as a vital support system, reminding you that you are not fighting this struggle alone. Toxic people frequently take away from your sense of self-worth, but they may also be a source of encouragement. An effective support system serves as a counterforce, providing you with encouragement and reminding you of your abilities and the value you bring to the world. Their faith in you has the power to strengthen your determination and rekindle the fire that burns inside you, particularly in situations where negativity threatens to extinguish it. Setting an example of virtue and positivity, the Stoics held the belief that it is important to surround oneself with persons who exemplify the characteristics that one wishes to cultivate. A network of virtuous individuals who are supportive of one another might serve as a positive role model. It is possible to learn and develop by seeing the strength, resilience, and optimistic outlook that they possess. This will help you increase your own capacity to gracefully manage negative situations. The process of constructing a solid network of support is one that never ends. In order to accomplish this, you will need to cultivate relationships that already exist and look for people who match your beliefs. Here are some ways to cultivate this beautiful phalanx. Invest in quality time. Set aside time to have meaningful interactions with the people who are responsible for your support. You may build a sense of connection by sharing your experiences, listening to theirs, and sharing your own. Joining clubs, volunteer organizations, or online communities that are congruent with your interests and values is a great way to bring together people who share your values and interests. This place is filled with people who share your values and can serve as a natural source of support and encouragement. It is important to remember that the power of showing gratitude to those who are supporting you can never be underestimated. Please express your gratitude to them for the great influence they have on your well-being, as well as for their presence in your life and their unflinching support. Through the cultivation of a robust Stoic phalanx, you may establish a formidable shield that protects you from the negativity caused by poisonous people. Strength, perspective, and a revitalized sense of optimism are all things that you acquire when you are surrounded by positive influences. Always keep in mind that even the most well-guarded fortress might benefit from a robust defense from the outside. Your support system, which consists of your trusty companions, transforms into your unyielding phalanx, guaranteeing that your inner serenity continues to possess a secure and protected sanctuary. Number 9. Prioritize self-care. Making contact with toxic individuals is analogous to being confronted with an unrelenting assault in combat. The emotional energy you have is depleted, and you may end up feeling exhausted as a result. When it comes to protecting yourself against negativity, self-care becomes an essential component. Much like a Stoic warrior would make it a priority to tend to their wounds and sharpen their blade after a battle. Your Stoic style of living should include self-care as a fundamental component. Include it in your daily routine and think of it as an investment in your mental well-being. Make it a priority alongside other vital chores and schedule it into your day. Your emotional reserves can be replenished, and your resistance to negativity can be strengthened through the following approaches to self-care. Participate in activities that bring you joy. Determine the activities that bring you true delight and help you relax. Exercises that are physical in nature, such as running or yoga, as well as artistic activities such as painting or writing, could fall under this category. You are able to de-stress, recharge your emotional batteries, and return to the world with newfound energy and perspective when you participate in these activities and immerse yourself in them. The Stoics engaged in awareness practices that were analogous to meditation. These practices were also known as meditation. Through the practice of meditation, you can calm your mind, disengage from negative thoughts, and create inner peace. When you make meditation a regular part of your self-care regimen, you give yourself a great tool to manage stress and negativity, whether it comes from yourself or from other people who are toxic to you. Seek solace in nature. The Stoics placed a strong emphasis on living in agreement with the natural world. Spending time in natural settings, whether it be a walk in a park or a hike through the woods, has a significant influence on overall health and happiness. If you want to alleviate stress, enhance your mood, and gain a sense of perspective that can help you fight the negativity you experience from toxic people, then you should try to immerse yourself in the natural world as a type of preventative maintenance for your emotional well-being. You might think of self-care as practicing self-preservation. A person who is well-rested and centered is in a far better position to deal with negative emotions. In the same way that a Stoic warrior would ensure their armor was sturdy and their sword was sharp, you can nurture your emotional resilience by engaging in self-care techniques. Listen to the signals your body sends you. Continuous communication is taking place between you and your body. Observe the symptoms of exhaustion, tension, or emotional depletion and pay attention to them. To make self-care a priority, you shouldn't wait until you are utterly exhausted before doing so. Incorporate healthy eating, make sure you get enough sleep, and take breaks throughout the day. The foundation for your emotional resilience is laid by these routines, which may appear to be straightforward. In the same way that you establish boundaries with people who are toxic to you, you should also establish boundaries around the time you spend on self-care. Carefully denying requests that might interfere with your time to relax, or setting aside certain times throughout the day to engage in activities that promote self-care are examples of ways to accomplish this. Always keep in mind that putting your own well-being first is not an act of selfishness. Rather, it is necessary for preserving your emotional resilience. You can become a more powerful and well-balanced individual by implementing self-care into your Stoic way of life. A Stoic warrior would be prepared to meet any adversary, and you will approach obstacles with a better perspective and emotional fortitude, much like a Stoic warrior would. It is important to keep in mind that having a full emotional battery enables you to more effectively deflect negativity and radiate positivity, thus establishing a formidable shield against the toxic people in your circle of existence.